All right, Deck Night fans, welcome back to the deck for some information that I just came across. Now,
Breaking news.
Yeah, she's right. How long has this been around? How long has this been out? How long has this been known? I'm sure some of this has been around for a little bit and other people already know about it. But I just saw it on the news and there are a bunch of news articles out there and I felt like it'd be a good topic for discussion. So we're about to jump right into this, and the topic of this is the bourbon bust is coming.
Uh-oh.
Stick around. All right, bourbon lovers, there's some storms on the horizon. Now, are those storms good or are they bad? Are they gonna kill things? Are they gonna open things up that make it a lot easier for those of us that enjoy and love to drink bourbons and whiskeys and ryes, able to get them easier? So there are two topics that I want to discuss today that I think are really gonna affect the bourbon market. So we've had a big bourbon boom. You know, everybody knows bourbon market's changing. The past few years, many years, multiple years, COVID was a big deal. It kind of increased a lot of things and sales and stuff because everybody just wanted to sit in their house and drink because they were miserable. There's been a bourbon boom. You know, there's a lot of new companies, there's a lot of new craft distilleries, there's a lot of new people trying to get into this market, just like we did with this channel. It's no different. They just took it a whole lot farther and spent a lot more money. But the boom is, I think it's gonna pop.
I think it's going to pop just simply because this younger generation that's coming behind us don't really drink. They're more recreational drugs.
You know what? I wasn't going to go that, well, I was going to go that far, but that's one of the topics I have on my notes right here. Amy and I haven't discussed this at all.
I think it's cheaper to buy
drugs.
Yeah, I think it's, well, alcohol is a drug, but it's cheaper to go to one of these marijuana distilleries. Is that what it's called?
Dispensaries.
Hemp distilleries?
Dispensary.
Dispensers?
Dispensary.
Dispensary. It's cheaper to go there and get a good high.
Do the CBDs and the deltas and then straight up just marijuana, like smoking weed like we did back in the, not we, because I didn't, but most people back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, 2000s.
Maybe still.
Maybe. But, it's just a whole different market that's out there. That's
completely different generations now, and what is coming in is different.
So we'll talk about that in a minute because that's on my list.
Sorry, did I jump again?
Yeah, you did, because I actually have this formatted in a way. Like I said, we haven't
talked. Why would I follow that?
We haven't talked about this at all, and obviously she's going to give us her opinions on things based on what she's thinking, not on what I have formatted here, because I haven't discussed it with her at all. I just, hey, we got to do this. That's all she knows. So
I'm trying to read his notes and I can't read it.
I can't even read my damn notes. So anyway, obviously if we're doing a video, even though we're not doing a video by anything specific, we got to have a drink, So we got to keep sipping, right? So we got us a little taste of something. Got us some, and in honor of what this video is about, we got us some Old Forester, and you'll find out why in just a second, why I chose Old Forester. 1924, 10 year, I like it.
1924 is good, but it's not my favorite.
No, the 1920 and 1910 are definitely better based on values, but this is still really good stuff. It just costs too much. But anyway, let's get into what we're here to talk about. And we're talking about the bourbon bust. And I feel like the bourbon bust is coming because of two incidents that are happening right now. Hey YouTube watchers, if you're watching this channel, that means you like bourbon, or you like us, or you don't like us and you're watching. But whatever reasons why you're watching, there's a way you can keep watching.
Like, comment, hit the bell, subscribe, and share.
So whenever you guys hit the bell, that'll give you notifications for whenever we post a video. And the important thing that it does is let you know when we're doing a live stream. We typically do our live streams at the end of the month. We always give away bottles of bourbon. If you're looking for bottles, we try to give away some that's not always the easiest to get. You never know, but we always try to give something away. Hit that bell, make sure you get those notifications so you don't miss out on anything we're doing. Make sure you share and comment, like, subscribe. We really appreciate all you guys. We hope to see you around again with your comments and in our live streams.
Join us on our live stream coming up soon.
Keep sipping. See you next time. The first one we're going to talk about is the MGP. So apparently, MGP is shit the bed in the stock world. So they have, and I don't know the time frame, so I didn't get too far into this. I didn't look it up too much, but their stock has dropped over 50% in the past few months. And it may even been quicker than that. It went from $90-ish to 30 something.
Ooh,
and
that's a hit.
Horrible. And also, they're being sued by investors and brokers and buyers or whatever specifically, I don't know, but they're being sued. If you have bought MGP stock in the past 6 months, you can join in on this lawsuit. I don't know if it's a class action, I don't know anything, or you can sue based on the futures.
How can you sue in their stock?
Yeah, it's based, well, it's SEC, stock exchange, all kinds of shit. That's
okay, but when you go into this, you're taking the risk, right? So
yes,
how can
exactly.
they sue?
Because me and you, if we invested, we're like, oh, that looks cool, let's do it, you know? Or we look at damn thing on the internet app and it says it's been doing this and that. Huge investors and stockbrokers and stuff, they look at futures. They look at the years in the past and trends and all this stuff, and they go based on what the company says their prospective sales will be for next year. So there's quarterly reports and they have to report. So this report says we met our expectations, this one, and then the buyers look at that shit and say they've met all their stuff. Well,
which makes perfect sense.
MGPs, and then they have to give it for the next year, the next 4 quarters. They say this is what our quarterly expectations are. Well, if they lied, so people get shit wrong, and that's fine. But if they overtly lied or lied knowing that that was not going to be the case to keep people investing, then they are liable for what they said their expectations are.
So people did their research and the research was given by them was wrong.
No, MGP doesn't give the research. There's no research.
No, involved. I mean their quarterly.
Their quarterly, they did not meet their quarterly expectations. And they're you know, the smart people are going back and looking and being like, they had proof that this was going down. Oh. And they lied to us. So basically that's what it is. Now there's a lot more.
I
you
can
guys,
understand why you're going to sue them.
And I'm sure you lawyers and SEC people and stuff, not SEC
lawsuit.
Sports, SEC Stock Exchange Commission, will probably know a lot more about it and can probably clarify. So if you can't
I'm guessing we
below.
did not get stock in this.
Fuck no, we don't stock in anything because we're stupid. Okay, so lawsuits are over the futures, the lot about lies being said, buyers on what the future sales would be, expectations, and one of the things they did, and I know about this, is they alleged that, because people, obviously brokers aren't idiots, they ask questions. They say, well, you know, we feel like, or we have heard that there is a boom. We're in a boom, our bubble's growing and it's about to pop. Just like the housing market, just like cars and shit, everything. It's, you know, everything pops based on how the economy and shit's going, and all the tariffs and taxes and all that shit.
Which I'm hoping to go.
Yes. Allegedly, MGP convinced their buyers that they had protections in place that would keep them, so they would not be affected by any deviations in the market. And
how do you do that?
I have no fucking clue. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, obviously that's smarter than us. These people know, and I'm sure in the business world, people know how to do things that would protect their business, like maybe not distill so much or have not so many barrels available. So if it busts, then they're aging them longer, so they have to sit on them longer, so they can't sell as many. So the time frame, they don't have as many available today as tomorrow, so it keeps the demand high and not the supply, because demand makes the value higher than the supply.
But if people are not buying bourbon right now, that doesn't make sense.
Well, the thing is they are.
But right now, but not later, because it's going down.
And I'm going to jump because I added my notes and stuff, but like, companies like Buffalo Trace and Wilderness Trail, but I think Wilderness Trail did it because of Campari buying them. And there's a lot of other ones that are increasing their production because of the boom. And rightly so, because how many people out there are looking for Buffalo Trace and can't find it? You can't get it. And people are like, oh, Buffalo Trace is holding it back. No, they are producing as much as they built a whole second still. They have 2 of the exact same size still, and they just completed that one last year. And I forget what the number is, but they increased their barrel warehousing ability by like 30 million barrels. I might be making that number up, maybe way the fuck off. But they told us that in the distillery tour we did last year, and I don't remember, but they damn near doubled, if not tripled, their capacity for warehousing, which that sets their perspectives of having available bourbon, because everything they do outside of like the benchmark and stuff, but their main stuff is all aged 6, 8, 10 or higher, longer. So anything they produce now, by their higher increased production and warehousing ability, will not be available for 6 to 15 years, or even 20 based on if it's like Pappy and shit. But a lot of these companies are hugely increasing their output and their ability to make more. And so is MGP. MGP is one of the largest producers of spirits.
But if they truly thought this was going to burst, why would they be doing that?
Because I don't think they really do think it's going to burst. And I think what changed things was COVID. COVID's was affecting a lot of things. With the alcohol production, alcohol consumption, hugely increased at that time because most people were at home. They didn't have to go to work. Some people drank a lot more because they were just depressed. Some people drank a lot more because what else are they going to fucking do? Whatever reason it was, it did increase. Now, a lot of these companies are increased their ability to create whiskey, and now maybe they don't need it. And one thing that we're seeing, and there's an article in a blog that I read from 219 is the name of the article, the website or the blog or whatever. But it's really long and pretty good. But they remarked that brokers are drastically cutting prices of their barrels, and they're calling influencers and other previous buyers and stuff to get and NDPs, which are non-distilling products, non-distilling whatever. Companies, whatever, I forget what the P is, non-distilling, whoever, comment, tell me what the P is. They're calling all these people and saying, hey, we need you to buy this shit and get them on these auctions we're having. And they're like, call me, and literally it says in there, call me when you drop it by 500 or another 1,000 or whatever. So they have all these barrels available and no one to sell them to because I guess everybody's got enough. I don't know. So anyway, the bust is coming because all these signs, go read this article on 219. It explains it way better than I can. And like I said, we're just disseminating information. We didn't come up with any of this. We're not experts. No. We just have a tiny little following and thought this would be a great little thing to talk about.
Yeah, breaking news.
Breaking news.
So what's the other thing you wanted to tell us?
I'm getting there. Another thing you think about, how many tiny little people are jumping in on this, are creating distilleries, creating maybe they're buying MGP and just blending their own stuff, MGP products that we love and everybody knows, Penelope, that's a big one, Smoke Wagon, Nulu, Remus, they're all MGP. And there's a lot of them that were MGP that aren't anymore, but maybe even use some MGP. Like we loved that Hemingway Rye. It's a blend of a Kentucky sourced and then MGP. So there's a lot of people that have wonderful products and creating great bottles of whiskey that are MGP. They don't do it themselves. They may blend whatever they do with it when it gets to them. They may blend it, they may age it longer, they may distill it again. They're buying it from MGP. So this MGP thing is going to really affect the market, I think, this lawsuit and what's happening with their market.
Just those products.
So, just to say there's 15 million barrels of whiskey aging in Kentucky alone right now. Wow. That's not counting about Texas or anywhere in the country, anywhere in the United States, Bourbon can be anywhere in the United States. But there's a lot of companies in Texas and Colorado, California. How many barrels are aging wherever the hell they're aging? So,
but on the burst, I do think that they're also planning for the future. So we may burst, and there's going to be where you come back. And you're going to have those bourbons, and people are going to start seeking that because their grandfather or their dad did it. Yeah. So I think that it will come back. But I agree. I think the burst will happen.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And it's even stated in some of these, I think it was I looked at so many things and I already forget. I don't remember if it's in that 219 article or if it was on one of the news reports I watched. They directly said that in the 90s, that was Alice, and that's dead on what you just said. It's cyclical. In the 90s, people my age, they didn't want to drink bourbon and whiskey because they didn't want to be like their grandparents and sitting there with a cigar. And we all wanted to drink white liquor, whiskey or vodka, rum, gin, shit like that. And then it's come back around. But I also, and you said it clearly, very clearly, and it doesn't say this anywhere in any articles, it's my opinion, and obviously it's hers because we didn't talk about it. I think kids these age are doing popping pills, smoking weed,
well, it's cheaper.
Whatever, all that shit's, people are doing that. And you can say that shit's happening. And then,
it is happening, but I also think that these dispensaries are out there. They're becoming legal. It is popular. It is cheaper for these kids to go do it. They got the vape pen. They have all these things going on. That's the cool thing. Plus, it's cheaper, and they can't afford anything. They can't afford to go get their own apartment.
And to be honest with you,
so why would they go and do something, a bottle, which you're going to share with your friends, probably. What is that? How much is that?
It's $119.
$119. How much vape pens and
CBD oils
other things can they
and all
get
shit.
for $100? That's quite a bit.
But this right here is that they don't want to do this. They don't want to drink, and besides, marijuana doesn't give you a fucking hangover like this if you drink too much.
No shit.
But and also, I mean, it's just like when we were. I mean, we're getting too far in the weeds in this. But when you're young and 19, 20 years old, whiskey is gross. I didn't like this shit when I was 20. I didn't like anything. Alcohol was nasty. You just have it's a you know, you didn't like it either. You just did it because it was cool. It was this is an acquired taste. You have to train your palate to like it.
And that's true.
It's an acquired taste, and instant gratification society. They don't want to drink this and be like, oh, I'm going to take a year or two to learn how to like this. They want to go smoke or something, and it's just that easy.
Or vodka or something like that.
So anyway, it's that's just saying that society. It's not they're not drinking, they don't like it, whatever now. But like she said, come 10 years from now, when these people that have picked up a production are starting to release that stuff, it'll be available. But I believe this bust is coming, and what that means for us that like drinking bourbon and whiskey is that we might actually be able to find the things we can't find now, because people are gonna. They're gonna be producing more. The demand, supply is gonna be higher than the demand. There will be more of it out there, and you know, I think
the prices are going to drop.
I don't think the prices are going to drop. I think they're just going to be more available, and I don't think they're going to drop because the prices are reasonable when you buy them at retail price. Buying a bottle of Colonel Taylor for $59 is not unreasonable.
No.
But if you buy it on, I saw today, I've seen Eagle Rare recently from $39 to $49, but I saw it today on some damn online site. They're selling it for $150. But you know, the companies with all these extra bottles and things they're hoping to create overseas sales. You know, because obviously in Japan, bourbon is a huge market, but Japan's a small country and they don't have as many people, and they can only sell so much to so many people. They're actually hoping to spread into China, India, and more into Europe.
Well, it's over there now.
But it is, but it's not like Japan. It's not their thing. It just isn't. But they're hoping for overseas sales. But the thing about that is the tariffs. China tariffs the shit out of it. We can they actually, when I say they don't buy it, they do. But what we can count on though is Kentucky, and this is what I heard. I didn't make this shit up. I heard it on a newscast.
Is this more breaking news?
No, Kentucky's supposedly dropping their state taxes on bourbon next year. I could be wrong, and I may be saying it wrong or stating it wrong, but there's some type of relief in the state of Kentucky on taxing. So, but what I do know is that Kentucky taxes distillers for the bourbon they warehouse every year.
Yeah.
And they tax them on the size of the barrel. But we all know the longer it ages, the more it evaporates. So if it's a 20-year bourbon and they only pull 20 gallons out of a 55-gallon barrel, they're getting taxed on 55 gallons of whiskey every year for 20 years. But they're only getting return on selling 20 gallons.
Oh, that sucks.
So,
there needs to be somebody standing up for that.
That's what that is.
Yeah, I would hope so. That would help them sell too. That sucks.
But I don't know the truth on that, and I don't know the volume, how exactly that's going to work. Now, we've been talking probably for 20 minutes. I wanted to make this a 10-minute video, but I ain't even talked about what I originally wanted to talk about.
Okay, so let's recap here.
Well, that's breaking news.
This breaking news that we just went over was, what was it?
MGP.
And then the
MGP
lawsuit.
and lawsuit and the bust and taxes and everything else.
So all that went together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The sales of the bourbon, that's a huge thing. That needs to be changed.
The taxing.
The tax of the bourbon. Okay, so we've covered that. What is next?
So the next one is, we already knew this. I think this is old news. Brown-Forman is closing. One of the things, if you've ever been to Old Forester's distillery tour, and no one else does this, they have on their Whiskey Row tour their little cooperage. They show you how they make the barrels. They burn a barrel for you and you do all that shit, and it's really cool because they really brag about the fact that they make all their barrels in their own company. Well, they have two cooperages. One's in Kentucky, Louisville, and one is in Trinity, Alabama. Well, they've already sold the Trinity, Alabama one. It's gone. An independent stave company bought that from them.
Oh, the whole
cooperage
facility.
in Alabama. And that's where all the Jack Daniels barrels were made. Because I was told Jack Daniels makes their own barrels. Well, that's true, they did, at the Trinity, Alabama location. What I think people confuse, and I looked this up, I Googled it, I actually put a little bit of effort into this. Jack Daniels supposedly, someone correct me if I'm wrong, with facts and cites, not just saying it because that's what you think. I want cites on this one because I put effort into this. Jack Daniels barrels wood comes from Tennessee, but it is not made in Tennessee. It is made in Trinity, Alabama, which has been sold, and now Independent Staves Company owns it. So are Jack Daniels barrels coming from Brown-Forman's site in Kentucky, or are they getting from Independent Stave now, which is probably the largest cooperage in the United States? I don't know if it is or not, but it's, from what I hear, it probably is.
Okay.
So anyway, and on top of that, the Louisville site, the Louisville Brown-Forman is laying off hundreds. I don't know the exact number. I heard it was 300 to 400 people. Now, the good thing is, so we can do a little positive of this, and everybody's getting laid off is receiving full severances and job placement services, and as well as receiving benefits for a while after. So it's not like they're getting F'd in the A.
Yeah, because I'm sure that being Bourbon and where this is at, these guys have been here generations and passed down with employment to their kids. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's happening. That's happening. The cooperage in Trinity, Alabama's gone. So a big question is how's that going to affect Jack Daniels? Because you know they're one of the largest producers. Now the largest producer of whiskey in the United States is Heaven Hill. But when I saw that, it was listed as independently owned. Well, Jack Daniels is owned by Brown-Forman, which is not a family-owned company anymore. I don't know. I think it's on the market. It is. I'm pretty sure it's on the market.
Sad stories today. Why are we doing this?
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
So how's it going to affect Jack Daniels and their ability to make whiskey, or their prices? Because they got to start buying barrels from Independent Stave instead of building their own. I'm sure it's going to affect the price.
And Jack Daniels doesn't have bad prices either.
No, their prices are actually pretty good, unless if you can get them at retail. So last thing I want to say about that. So that's it. That's Brown-Forman. They're closing. You know, they've shut it one down. They're closing, saying, and it's just the reason it's such a big deal is because they've always bragged they do everything in-house from the beginning to the end. It's all done at their place, and now that's like they're the only ones who ever did that, and now it's done. It's over. It's gone.
It's got to come to a time.
And you know, Brown-Forman was the very first people to actually put whiskey in bottles. You know,
Are you sure?
Yeah, because everybody else just took it. You had a keg, and then you just poured it out of the keg into a cup. They were the very first one to put it in bottles. So I mean, they were innovators, and it's amazing. It's not amazing. It's just like it's wow. It is. It's wow. This is happening. It's changed. It's just, I can't believe it. I don't know what to say about it. But anyway,
maybe they have a plan.
Last thing I want to say about this is I really can't stand people.
Oh.
Here comes. I think this might be a rant. So I watched this.
I thought this is a 10-minute video.
I know. I watched this article or a news report on YouTube, and they talked about how influential and how people move or change their lives because of bourbon and stuff. These two brothers moved to Louisville, basically opened a liquor store, and the motherfucker literally he's a liquor store owner, had the fucking balls to say the big boys in the industry need to take a cut in their profits, spread it out so the prices will come down. And I was like, you son of a bitch.
You mean bourbon?
Yeah. So basically they're saying Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, Campari, Wild Turkey, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Old Forester, they all need to drop their prices so the rest of us can enjoy what bourbon was meant to be. The fucking liquor stores are for the most part, and I know some stores that sell their shit at retail and put it on the shelf and then just let it go out the door as it comes in. How many liquor stores you go to that have walk in the door and they have everything you want 20, 30 times more than it's supposed to be because they're marking it up for secondary because somebody will pay it. Instead of just selling it, they're sitting there accusing Buffalo Trace of making too much of a fucking profit because they're the ones that invested into this company, this industry, and for us built a whole new fucking still, 2 stills, created so many more fucking rick houses, thousands upon thousands of barrel space, square foot, square yard, square whatever of barrel space. Wild Turkey does it. You know, we went to Wild Turkey's store. They have fucking their fermenters. They have, I'm just off the top of my head, 20 fucking fermenters, 35,000 gallon fermenters to create this product for you. And every time you go in there and try to find a Russell's 15, it's sitting behind the fucking counter at $600 fucking dollars, $700-800. Pappy 20, $2,000.
So they're having to sell at the same amount. as liquor stores.
But when my liquor store gets a bottle and they let me buy it from them, I bought that bottle of George T. Stagg for 150 fucking bucks. But secondary market is $600, $700, $800. And they're gonna blame the fucking Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace sells nothing more than 200 bucks. I think Pappy 23 might be $299. But they don't sell shit for more than that price.
But now, on a different side of the block, you do not know what they're having to buy. You don't know what they're having to buy those bourbons from the direct source to sell on their shelf, because they have to make a profit too.
Well, I
So
don't.
how much are they having to pay? Do they have to not? Because they should be able to mark up their.
If the suggested retail of, say, Buffalo Trace, we'll just go with that, is $29 or $35, they can't be selling it to the store
We don't know.
for $35.
That's the question we need to ask.
It's impossible, because they are the ones that set the suggested retail.
Understood. But if they're giving you, okay, you're the store, your suggestion is $39 to sell Buffalo Trace. Well, I'm having to buy it from you for 20 bucks and put it on my store. I'm only making $10.
Okay, so that's the standard markup for any retail company, business, is 110%. So if they're selling it to me for $29, then I should sell it for $45, not $200.
Okay, understood, but we don't know where they're coming from. So
I do.
always get
I know
everything.
we know where they're coming from, because we're business owners.
We are business owners, and
But the only thing I
and
don't,
there are some issues that we have.
no, and I get it, but I know what 110% is, and it's not unreasonable. It's the standard markup.
Depending on what, because people aren't going to buy
There's no
from you.
fucking way that you can buy George T. Stagg at one store for 150 fucking dollars. Because if that store can sell it for 150 and this store selling it for 1,000, somebody is getting fucked. And it ain't the store selling it for 150, because they do it. They're selling bourbon, and they've been open for years upon years. So obviously, they're not giving it away.
Or
They're
the
not
store
giving it away.
who's selling it at a cheaper price
They're not giving
could
it away.
take a loss so that people come into their store and buy the other things that they're making more of a profit on.
They're not giving it away. I promise you.
But they could just be making
They're
10
not.
bucks on it.
That's fine. That works for them. But I guarantee you, if they're selling it for 150 fucking dollars,
We're gonna have to do research on
if they're
this.
not selling it for, if they're selling it for $150, and this other store down the street selling it for 1,000, because literally North Shore
There
is
are some greedy people.
Listen, North Shore is right here, and less than a mile away is Admiral. North Shore I bought George T. Stagg from fucking North Shore at 150 fucking bucks. A mile away at Admiral, they were selling the same fucking bottle for $650.
But
There's no but. There is no but. They're all getting taxed the same. They're all getting the same distributor. They're all getting the same fees, same county, city, state fees. There is no difference there. No one sells a bottle for $150. Now, they may only pay $150 for it, and you're right. Someone might let those very high dollar bottles go for 150 bucks. So you'll come in and buy the $45 bottle that they pay $10 for.
yeah,
I agree with you 100%. But Admiral did not pay more than 150 fucking bucks for the bottle they're selling for 700.
okay. Let's not
That-
put it down, everybody.
No, I'm putting them down, because I'm calling. That's what we do on this. We call shit out, and we say what's real.
But we
don't
gotta go
lie.
get the facts before you do
That
that.
I guarantee you, that's the facts. You are never going to get the facts. No distributor is going to tell you.
No, not if
Distributors
they
are
were
very
smart.
secretive in the bourbon world.
Well, they have to be in
So-
order for people to buy.
I guarantee you, Admiral's fucking everybody, and North Shore takes care of people. That's
Well,
it.
then pick your liquor store where you want to go. But if you're going to the right liquor store and you're getting those bottles for way below the other store, make sure you're spending money at that store.
Yeah.
Treat them right, because they're doing something for you.
Yeah, but the point is that liquor store owner had the fucking gall to say the companies need to take a hit for them. They just need to sell what they got at a reasonable price to whoever can get it. Don't sell it for don't sell a bottle you bought for $100 for $700.
I am a little bit understanding of people I know do tell me that if their store is not buying quantities
Yep.
of, say it's Buffalo
Fireball.
Trace, But if they're not buying quantities of it, they're not going to get the same as the stores that do buy a lot.
Yeah.
So that's all plays. So this people may never buy and think that they're going to have something that somebody else is going to buy.
But literally, the guy was standing in front of, the guy that said that was standing in front of bottles and bottles and bottles of Stags and BTACs and Colonel Taylors and shit. He had everything, so don't act like...
Then maybe we need to contact them directly and be like, can you let us know, when you say that, what are you saying? Give me some facts, because I'd like to know.
He's not going to tell you the truth. He is woe is me for the media to get people to come spend
like
money. I would go in there and tell a guy to suck a fat one.
But you never know until you actually know the people and know the truth.
Anyway, we've got a huge rant that's been fucking 30 minutes long.
We have a stock issue that you can sue if you've been putting stock in with the MGP, right? Yep.
Brown-Forman's closed.
Do your research.
Closed one cooperage and cutting back another one. See what I think that in all this
other one was what
all this video is about is these are indications the bust is coming. Not really specifically about these two topics. It's just indications of bust.
I told you that.
Bust, boom. Well, you've been saying it for a while.
I've been saying it for a while.
So boom, bust is over.
Go put your money into some vapes.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
Or start something new and let us know.
All right, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell. Check out blindbarrels.com or at the link down below to check out some awesome craft distilleries that may not be around when this shit bust happens, so get on it while you can.
I don't think it's going to go that fast.
Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell. Thanks for watching. 10-minute videos are in the 30s.
Help me, Jesus. Keep sipping.
See you guys.
Keep sipping.
Yes.